Hi everyone. So today we won't be doing a career panel, but instead I'll be talking a little bit about my insight on starting a club, and we'll go a little bit in depth on the history behind STEM League. So have you ever wanted to start a club? Maybe you like to draw, maybe you like to paint, start an art club, right? Or maybe you like to run, play basketball, do some sports, right? So maybe you can start a running club, sports club, get a couple of friends together and start up a club in something you're all passionate about. Well, why don't I help you get started? Step number one, you want to ask yourself, what are you passionate about? So the important first step in creating a club is to ask yourself, why do you want to create this club, right? Is it because you want to meet new friends? Is it because you want to learn more about the subject and bring together a couple people so you guys can all discuss and, have fun with the subject and just jump ideas off of each other? You want to make sure that you're passionate about the subject or anything that you want to start up, because you don't want to go into it halfway and be like, yeah, nah, this is not going to work. Maybe if you go down that road, that's totally okay as well. That's always a learning experience, but make sure that you have something that you really want to do. So for STEM League, me and Elizabeth, we actually were pretty interested in two paths. So Elizabeth was really interested in bioengineering and I was interested in computer science. So what we decided to do based off both of our interests is to create a club called STEM League. An important thing for your club is definitely getting down your mission and vision statement. Once you have an idea about what your club is about, you want to brainstorm, with a couple other friends or peers on your mission and vision statement for the club. And this is because your mission and vision statement is really going to act as something you go back to when you structure or plan activities and events on. So for STEM League, our idea for our mission and vision statement is to promote STEM opportunities to other students, as well as the awareness of STEM to our local community. So students, we mean basically all students that we can reach to around our community. So that includes our high school peers. Since back then we were in high school, we wanted our high school peers to be able to get the opportunity to tour STEM companies around the local area, and we also had events, STEM outreach events for K through 8 students in our community. So we hosted those through partnerships with the library. Really, it all comes around like looking back at your mission and vision statement and making sure all your events and activities with your club members and officers are all centered around this mission and vision statement. So the next thing is leadership and commitment. Make sure that your club is running well. So you want to have a good leadership board, right? So make sure that these officers can make time and commit time for meeting communication. And I can't stress this enough, but communication is very important. If you guys can't get together and talk, make sure that you guys are communicating through, a platform or having virtual meetings and stuff like that, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. So for STEM League, definitely we listed out the responsibilities for the officers in our club, and then also their tasks and kind of their weekly commitment. So we had a lot of interest for officers in the club, and we got a little group of people and it worked out pretty well. Me and Elizabeth made sure that everyone was on top of their duties, and overall everyone helped out in running the club. So yeah. So now that you got your club together, your leadership board, now is the time to advertise the launch of your club, right? So you want to make sure that you let your friends or peers or even your classmates that you don't know that well, let them know, hey, that I'm launching this club. Maybe you'd be interested in coming by after school to join our first meeting. So, you can hand out mini flyers, you can share a little post on social media or tell your friends at lunch about it, right? That's a really good way to get the word out for your clubs, and also for people who maybe they don't know much about your club. They want to give it a shot and, attend a meeting and see if they like it, right? And, if they do, they can be a long lasting member. Who knows, right? You can always make a lot of friends with launching a club. So for STEM League, it was very similar as well. So we passed out many flyers within our school to my classmates, my peers, even to teachers. We would ask if we can post them on the little bulletin boards for when the students come in and they can see, oh, maybe this is something cool I want to try out after school. And we also utilize social media like Facebook, Instagram, and we shared those on our pages. And also we made a little website for it. So a website is really good platform to share about your club. So we actually use this platform called Weebly, but since some of you developers have already got some web development skills, maybe you can even code up your own website. So now we want to plan your first meeting, right? So you can never go around with a PowerPoint or a slide deck. So make sure that your first meeting that you have some sort of PowerPoint to present to your new members. And first few slides, introduce yourself and also the officers who you're working with. And also make sure to share your club's mission and vision statement. Be like, hey, this is what our club is about and this is what we're going to be having our meetings and our activities based off of, and share the agenda for the day and tell them that, hey, this is what we're going to be doing in the next hour or so. And also initiating conversations with fellow new members is very important in building that connection so that they don't feel left out or they don't feel like an outcast. You want to be welcoming to your new members and just be nice and always listen to their thoughts and also learn why they wanted to join your club in the first place, even maybe how they heard about this club, and take that feedback and maybe you can advertise your club a certain way the next time around. So for STEM League, our first club meeting was really awesome. We decided to do a little fun activity about Oobleck. And this was just because we wanted to introduce ourselves as a fun club and also have an activity that our members can have fun with. It was really awesome to be able to have the members just play around Oobleck, and we just kind of like walked around, got to meet new people. And at the end of our first club meeting slide, we always make sure to like give them a little sneak peek about what's is going to happen in the next meeting or any of our future activities so that they can be reminded of when the next meeting is, or even ask them about what they want to do in the next meeting or any of their suggestions. So make sure to listen to your members, plan with your officers, and keep your mission and vision statement in mind. So really it goes like a feedback, plan, and repeat cycle. So during your meetings, remember to always ask your members for any of their input. Maybe they didn't like this activity that you did at this meeting, or maybe they thought it was unorganized. Always take those feedback into consideration and take that to your officer planning meetings and make sure to address any concerns or anything, recommendations or suggestions from the members to your brainstorming sessions with your officers. And always make sure to be ahead of planning with your officers as well. You don't want to be planning for what's going to happen in your club meeting the day before, because you want to make sure that your club meetings are quality. Quality meaning that you put work into it and you are thoughtful about what your meeting is going to be about, and that also circles around your mission and vision statement. So yeah, for STEM League, we did a lot of fun activities with our club members. Like we had like dry ice, and we also had spaghetti marshmallow tower building contests and stuff like that. Although they're pretty simple, that's the kind of stuff that keeps the members engaged. They kind of just want to be there to have fun. And usually our meetings were around like an hour or so after school. And in the meantime, also look for some outside the box opportunities. So for me and Elizabeth, we are really involved with the Teen Volunteer Council at our local library. So we had some connections with the librarians, and since the Volunteer Council was very focused on planning activities for the people in their community, no matter if it's seniors, teens, or children, we brought up about our club and about our mission and vision statement. And we are like, hey, it would be really cool if we can host some STEM outreach events for K through 8 students. And so we reached out to the librarians and we basically got to host a series of STEM outreach events where we targeted around more than 200 students per event. It was really fun for them. And there were a lot of cool activities that the librarians were able to sponsor us with. And essentially, our club members were volunteers. And so they got to benefit by volunteering for these events, helping out these students and volunteering their time, but they also got volunteer hours, which is really cool. So yeah, in addition, we also had some Seattle STEM company tours. So these were primarily for our members who were high schoolers, were going into college. So that was really awesome to have them to be able to see some career opportunities out there in the STEM field. Overall, we went to tour around Center for Infectious Disease, and we got to go to the research day for the Paul G. Allen School of CSE, and then also the Fred Hutch Cancer Research Center. Yeah, so in addition to activities for our clubs, we also had some club speakers. So we invited some people from the University of Washington Bioengineering Department to do some cool DNA extraction experiment. And it's not as scary as you think. The little picture that you see here is actually just strawberry jam with some pipettes. So it was really cool demonstration, kind of how a real world application is of course, in the bioengineering department in real life. So that's really awesome for our members to see and learn about. So yeah, so that kind of covers to be proactive, right? Be proactive and reach out. If you're getting tired of the activities that you're doing with your club, make sure to reach out to other clubs or even other organizations and sponsors who will help you to reach your mission and vision for your club. And really think big, right? Take it one step at a time and be patient. If you send out emails to people and they don't respond in a day or two, send out another one in the next week. And eventually someone will be willing to help you out. And it's an opportunity there. So definitely take it. So lastly, connect with your members. You want to be able to build meaningful relationships with your club members, not only as members of the club, but, help them reach their goals as well. That's what the point of a club is for. And lastly, thank you so much for listening to my little spiel about how to make a club. And now I would encourage you to go on, create your own club if you want, and make sure to keep your head up and don't give up. Really forming a big club and getting a lot of members all together and really have this club be in a good momentum takes time. And I also want to mention that down in the description, I'll be adding a little guide that basically sums up what I talked about in this video, but in a document form where you'll be able to view if you want. So yeah, make sure to look at it and good luck with making your own club, guys.